Terrifying Tales of Ouija Boards and Demons, Possession, and Death Part 1 Inch. Ouija boards, also known as talking boards or spirit boards, are a relatively modern game that strikes fear and wonder in the hearts of many people. Almost everyone has heard stories of someone connecting with malevolent beings or suffering unfortunate events following the use of Ouija board. But what's the real story behind these terrifying tales? Introduction to the Ouija board. Spirit boards have been in use since at least the 19th century in America and rose in popularity with the interest in spiritualism, the belief that the dead can communicate with the living. Ouija boards weren't released until Kennard Novelty Company produced them out as parlor games in the late 1800s. Mediums claimed they were intermediaries between the living and the dead and employed a number of techniques in their work. One method involved the use of planquettes with two wheels at one end, and a pencil at the tip, forming a third leg. A medium would place her finger on the planquette, a question was asked, and an answer would be written out by a spirit who was believed to have moved the device. This set the precedence for the planquettes of Ouija boards, which are made of wood or plastic and have a hole or pointer to spell out answers. The board itself usually has the letters of the alphabet, the numbers 09, and words such as yes, no, and goodbye. Today, Ouija boards can also come with a set of rules. These are generally a list of warnings for users. Some examples include, not letting the planquette touch the four corners of the board or count down numbers or go backwards through the alphabet, not asking about your own death, and never playing the game alone. The following are some stories said to have taken place, perhaps when Ouija users didn't follow the rules and curiosity killed the cat and the night was like any other. Quiet, calm. The girls were all in high school, so it wasn't as though they were able to go out and party. Further, they were simple girls. Close friends. Cheerleaders with strong Christian morals. It was highly unusual that one of them brought a spirit board to their sleepover. It was the Hasbro game, Ouija. Easily found in most stores and thrift shops and reasonably priced. It wasn't hidden away in a dark corner of an old, dingy attic with a foreboding, wilting candle flickering across its surface. One would never expect it to do anything more than cause a few laughs. The girls gathered around the board in a misshapen circle at the dining room table. A friend of theirs was absent that night, so they decided to inquire what she was up to. The spirits would surely know, the girls reasoned. The spirits were supposedly everywhere, watching, waiting. Surely they would be able to tell them what their missing cheerleader was doing on a Friday night. Perhaps she had a date. The board said nothing. The girls asked ordinary questions and waited patiently for the planquette to move. Every now and then, one of the girls would twitch or shift the planquette in an obvious way. They'd all giggle nervously and laugh, and then move on. Eventually, the game wore out its excitement. They put the game away and moved on with their night. A week later, their absent friend was in a terrible car accident. She died in the hospital. None of the girls ever discovered what she'd been up to the night of the sleepover. But none questioned whether they might have painted a spiritual target on her back. And satisfaction brought it back. Ouija boards apparently have a habit of bringing the unwanted into sacred spaces or homes. However, often overlooked is that Ouija boards themselves are not always wanted in certain spaces. Such was the case of a young man, who will remain unnamed. In his childhood years, his siblings had brought a Ouija board into the family home. They were kids, they did not know the board was anything more than a game. The board wasn't in their house long before his mother entered the bedroom in which he and his siblings were playing, and wrenched the board away mid-seance, one might say. His mother, far more knowledgeable about the subject of talking boards, threw the board away immediately and forbid her children from ever bringing one into her home again. The next day, the boy watched as the garbage truck uplifted his trash can and dumped the Ouija board in a pit of old food, soiled garments, and other unmentionables. Years later, the boy, now an adult, received a call from his mother. She was demanding to know why she had just discovered the Ouija board in her attic. She was angry and outraged, thinking her children had disobeyed her all those years ago. Except he had watched the Ouija board get thrown out. He had watched the truck drive off, and had never seen the board again. Maybe it was a different board, he reasoned with his mother. It would have been a likely story, and far more easily explained. Unfortunately, his mother knew it was the very same, for his brother's name, the same brother who had brought the Ouija board home, and who had died soon after it was trashed, was carved onto the back of the board.